You've felt it before, haven't you? That strange spark when someone looks at you just a little too long and something deep inside starts to move. It's not loud, but it grabs you. Carl Jung once said that words don't really show how people truly feel. We speak with something deeper, something without sound. Love, attraction, even fear. They live in quiet things. The way someone stands near you, a look held for one extra second, a joke that means more than it seems to. And here's the surprising part. You already know this language. Your gut feels it, even if your mind doesn't catch it right away. So next time someone goes quiet around you, don't be fooled. That silence might be full of feelings they're too scared to say out loud. And once you learn to spot it, you'll realize that what's not said can scream the loudest. Have you ever felt something deep and real, without anyone saying a word? Like when someone looks at you just a second too long, or their laugh matches yours, or you simply feel different when they're in the room. Nothing is said aloud. No confessions, no I love you. Just signs. Eye contact that lasts. A pause before they walk away. A little change in their tone, and still, it feels stronger than anything else. That's what makes it so confusing. Because when they don't say it, when there's no label, no clear answer, your mind starts spinning. Was that moment real? Are you imagining this? Why do they act like you matter, but never tell you what it means? You look back at every moment, trying to find clues. All you want is a clear sign. A yes, a no, something solid. But all you get is this heavy feeling that won't go away. And that's the hard part. You start to wonder how to trust something you can't see or prove. And the scary thought creeps in. What if the love you're waiting for is real, but will never speak out loud? Carl Jung once said that what we don't see in ourselves ends up running our lives, and we call it fate. But fate doesn't always shout. Sometimes it shows up quietly, in the way someone laughs when you do, or says the exact same phrase you just said. Even the way their body turns toward you without them realizing. These little things are not accidents. It's their hidden feelings speaking. Even if they don't know it yet, some part of them is drawn to you. It might not be clear or romantic, but it's powerful. Jung called this projection. When people pour their secret hopes, regrets, and dreams onto someone else, without even knowing they're doing it. When their body mirrors yours, when their voice softens around you, when their eyes stay just a bit too long, it means something. Maybe even something they won't admit to themselves. But their body knows. Their gaze knows. Their silence isn't empty. It's full of emotion. They're too scared to speak. Watch closely. What they won't say still comes out in how they act. They may be afraid, but their soul has already told you the truth. If love can exist without words, if connection can happen without plans or promises, then what else in your life have you missed just because no one called it by name? Maybe you confuse silence with not caring. Maybe someone stayed close in their quiet way, and you didn't see it, because they never said why. Maybe you've loved people the same way, secretly, quietly, afraid you'd ruin everything by speaking up. Think back. Those moments you can't forget, those strange, strong connections that never made sense. Did they really not care? Or were you both too scared to break the silence that kept it safe? Now ask yourself, is love weaker because it was never said, or stronger because it didn't need to be? What if some people are loving you, just by the way they watch you? What if their quiet nods, the way they mirror your smile, or the way they always seem to notice the little things, are signs of a love they're too scared to speak? This isn't fake or hiding. It could be real love in its most honest form. A kind of love that doesn't shout. It feels, it waits. It reflects. So the next time you get chills, or your heartbeat stutters when someone silently matches your energy, don't explain it away. Ask yourself, what part of me just felt seen? And what if their silence wasn't them ignoring you, but them feeling something too big to say? But be careful. Sometimes the people who seem the most distant are the ones who care the most. They've just learned that love isn't always safe to show. And that might be the hardest truth. What if those who push you away are the ones who never stopped loving you? Why is it that the person who seems the most into you suddenly acts cold or disappears. One moment they laugh at your jokes and look straight at you like you're the only one who matters. Then the next, they're distant, distracted, even cold. It's confusing. You feel something real building between you. But just as it starts to grow, they pull back fast, like they're scared of getting close. So you start noticing the small things, the weird timing of their jokes, the way they touch you softly one moment and won't look at you the next. You keep asking yourself, did that moment mean something? Are you reading too much into it? But deep down, you know you're not making this up. It's emotional, but feels dangerous. It feels close, but no one's saying anything real. It's like both of you are scared of being found out. You sense there's a truth behind their grin, a fear behind their silence. And maybe you're doing it too, not showing how you really feel, laughing it off, backing away just when you want to go all in. Something in both of you wants connection, but is terrified of what that might mean. What are you both so afraid of? What hurts are hiding under the surface, too hard to say out loud? Psychologist Carl Jung said we're always torn between what we want most and what we fear most. When someone deeply wants love, but is also scared of being emotionally seen, they don't break. Instead, they start acting in ways that don't make sense. They flirt, but cover it with jokes. They want closeness, but run from it when it's finally there. If you've ever seen someone act weird around the person they obviously like, or back away as soon as things get serious, you've seen this in action. This isn't about playing games. It's about protection. To the unconscious mind, being open equals being in danger. So the person puts on a mask. They act like everything's fine, even when they're shaking inside. They joke to cover their real feelings. They disappear not because they don't care, but because they care too much and don't know what to do with it. Behind every sarcastic smile could be an old memory of hurt. Behind every ghosting, a fear of responsibility or rejection. Some people never learned that it's safe to love without losing themselves, so they keep hiding, behind flirtation, behind silence, behind clever lines. The truth is, we're often not afraid of others seeing the truth. We're afraid of seeing it ourselves. But what if their silence is really your silence too? What if their fear of being honest is your fear as well? Maybe you've been hiding just as much, pulling back, holding your tongue, protecting pieces of yourself you're scared to expose. Maybe deep down, there's a part of you terrified that if someone ever got close enough to see the real you, flaws, fears, all of it, they'd leave. Or worse, you wouldn't know how to handle it. Maybe you believe love always ends in goodbye. And because of that, you play it safe. They hide, and you hide too. And no one says what they really feel. So the connection flickers quietly, unspoken, but felt. And you start wondering, is it better to keep pretending or take the risk of saying too much? Which hurts more, being seen or never being seen at all? Hiding behind masks feels safer, but it's also lonelier. You don't get hurt, but you don't get close either. Sometimes the truth doesn't come in big confessions. It slips out in quiet moments. A nervous laugh, a long pause, a half-written message. These small cracks are where the real self peeks through. So the real question isn't just about them, it's about you. When that chance for real connection shows up, will you lean into it or run from it? The more you care, the scarier it feels, right? But maybe their distance isn't about escaping you. It's about protecting themselves from emotions that feel too big, just like yours. In the end, the real question becomes, are we chasing someone else? Or are we just afraid to meet the version of ourselves we could become if we finally let love all the way in? Have you ever felt more loved by someone just sitting quietly with you than by someone who says everything right? Like a simple look, soft and real, makes you feel more seen than a long talk full of noise. You might wonder why. You keep thinking love should be big, loud, obvious. But deep down, you feel it strongest in the quiet, the small details. Someone remembering exactly what you said weeks ago, or how they just sat there when you were hurting, without trying to fix you. No advice, no pushing, just being there. And that speaks louder than any "I love you." Still, doubt creeps in. They never said they cared, but you felt it. In the way they showed up, stayed close, listened, remembered. You ask yourself, am I making this up? But it won't go away. You feel it in the quiet, like something sacred lives in the moments no one else noticed. And the fear comes with it. If love isn't spoken, is it real? Or maybe it's more real because it's felt so deeply, without needing to be explained. There's a reason this kind of love feels hard to describe. Carl Jung, a wise thinker, once said that the most meaningful things are the hardest to put into words. He believed our soul speaks through tiny signs, glances, instincts, feelings we can't explain. What if someone's quiet care isn't just being polite, but a kind of soul language? Like they're picking up on your energy, your unspoken needs, in a way even you can't describe. When someone tunes into you like that, it feels almost magical. It's not about what they hear. It's about what they feel without you saying a word. They just know. They feel when you're tired before you admit it. They stay close when you feel lost. Their presence steadies you. It's not romance as we usually talk about it. It's something deeper, hidden, soul meeting soul. Jung believed that we fall in love because we see a part of ourselves in someone else, a part we've forgotten, a piece we long for. So when they speak, we listen differently. We store every word, every pause. Even their silence speaks to us. This kind of care doesn't come from choosing to pay attention. It comes from feeling like you can't help but notice. It's not what your ears catch. It's what your heart won't let go of. But what if they never say it, never name it? Can you still believe it's real? What are you supposed to do with heart-level connection that stays hidden, never spoken out loud? What if even they don't understand what's happening inside them? The most painful part of this is that you know exactly what that kind of love feels like because you've given it. You've been the one who stayed, listened between the lines, remembered dreams and wounds someone else forgot. You carried that care alone. And still, no one said thank you. No one named it love. Just you, and that silent ache inside. So now the question gets sharper. Is having strong intuition a gift or a quiet kind of heartbreak? Are you loving people who don't even know they're being loved by you? And if they never say anything, does that mean it wasn't real? Or is the greatest kind of love the one that doesn't beg for return? One that exists just to be present? That haunting question won't leave. How do you keep something precious when the world acts like it was never there? Maybe this type of connection isn't supposed to be clear or loud. Maybe it's a feeling, like a forgotten song, only your soul can hear. It doesn't need to be named to be real. It's not for show. It cares in silence. It stays in memory. It sees what others don't. And maybe the deepest I love you is said with no words at all. Only through presence, through staying, through knowing. Still, silence leaves a shadow. What if both people feel it, but neither speaks? Here's the deeper truth. Sometimes the person who feels like home is really a reflection. Your own soul looking back at you. Their attention, their energy, touches something ancient inside you. And maybe it's not about them loving you, but your own soul reminding you how to love yourself. Soon we'll meet the part of you that has always been watching, always protecting, always loving. Quietly, secretly, waiting to be heard. Sometimes love doesn't use words. It hides, it pulls away. It shields itself and quietly waits. It remembers everything, even the pain. What if the one avoiding you is actually the one who cares the most? The one too scared to be heard again? If this made you feel something you can't explain, leave a comment. Don't walk away from that feeling. Let the next video pull you further into the silence you're afraid to face.